Let's try a little thought experiment. Imagine your mind is a landscape. Right now, when you try to speak Spanish, you're taking this long, winding, translated road. But what if you could build a direct superhighway? A path where your thoughts just flow seamlessly, naturally, in Spanish. This is the story of how you build that highway and how you can transform your inner world one thought at a time.
Okay, let's just get right into it because this is a feeling so many of us know all too well. You can listen to a podcast, you can follow along with the TV show, you get what's going on, but then when it's your turn to speak, it's like a wall just comes up. The words get stuck. It's so frustrating. And you probably think the problem is you. But what if I told you it's not? You see, the real issue here is something we can call the translation trap. You've basically been taught to use your brain like this slow, clunky translation machine, and you're caught in the gears. This has nothing to do with how many words you know. It's all about how your brain is accessing them. Think of it like this. On one side, you've got that winding road you're on right now. You think of an idea in English, you mentally search for each Spanish word, you try to piece them together, and by the time you're ready, the conversation has already moved on. The goal is the other side, that superhighway. An idea pops into your head and it comes out directly in Spanish. No middleman, no delay, just pure, fluid thought. And this is the moment where the whole story pivots. For anyone who has ever felt like they just don't have the language gene, this next part is for you. That struggle, that feeling of being stuck, it has absolutely nothing to do with your natural ability. Just let that sink in for a second. It's not a personal problem, but a methodological one. You're not broken. The method you've been using is. You've been trying to solve the problem with the wrong tools. And honestly, that is fantastic news, because it means we can fix it just by changing the method. Okay, so how do we actually do it? Well, we start rewiring the brain. We're literally going to build new neural pathways. We're going to pave that superhighway we talked about. And it all starts with these small, simple, but incredibly powerful techniques you can start using today. Here is our first tool. Start talking to yourself. I'm serious. Quietly, in your head. As you go about your day, just narrate what you're doing. So, you're in the kitchen. Just think, estoy en la cocina. You feel hungry. Tengo hambre. You decide to eat something. Voy a comer. Look, this isn't about forming perfect, complex sentences. It's about connecting the Spanish language directly to your real life in real time. And here is the engine that drives this entire process. This is the fundamental rule. You don't need to stress about it. You don't have to force it. If you just repeat these little internal narrations every single day, they will start to stick. The connections in your brain will form and get stronger almost on their own. All right, our next technique builds right on top of that. Instead of thinking word by word, we're going to start thinking in thought blocks, these common chunks of language. Phrases like I'm going to, or I have to, or I like. Your brain stops translating I, then have, then to, and instead it just grabs the whole unit, then go que. This makes your thinking so much faster and way more natural. This right here perfectly illustrates the most powerful switch you can make. When you hear the Spanish word café, what happens in your head? If you see the English letters COFFEE, you're still stuck in that translation trap. The goal, the destination, is to hear café and immediately picture, smell, and almost feel a warm cup of coffee. You connect the Spanish word directly to the idea, completely bypassing English. So you keep practicing these little techniques, narrating your day, using those thought blocks, connecting words to images. It's quiet work, right? It's all internal. And then, one day, maybe when you're not even thinking about it, it happens. It's not some grand, dramatic moment with fireworks. It's a simple, quiet thought. You're just standing in the kitchen and the thought just appears, fully formed in Spanish. Estoy en la cocina. You didn't translate it, you didn't construct it, you just thought it. That right there is the breakthrough. That's the feeling of that new highway finally opening up. From that moment on, something has changed. Your inner voice, that constant narrator in your head, it now has a new dialect. It might just start with a word here or a simple phrase there, but slowly, Spanish starts to take up more and more space in your mind, becoming a natural part of how you think. So, how do you maintain this new highway and keep it from getting overgrown? It all comes down to your mindset. As you can see here, it's about being consistent, not cramming for hours. It's about being patient with yourself because progress is never a straight line. Celebrate those small wins, like that first untranslated thought. And most importantly, make it fun. Connect Spanish to things you already love.
So how much time does all this take? This is the best part. You don't need hours and hours. You just need 5 minutes. Seriously, 5 dedicated minutes a day of just consciously narrating your thoughts is so much more powerful than one long, stressful study session once a month. This is how you build a realistic, sustainable habit that creates a fluent mind. So, we've just walked through the entire blueprint for this transformation. We've seen the trap, we've found the turning point, and we've felt the breakthrough. The rest of this journey is yours now. The tools are in your hands. So really, the only question left is, what will be your first true thought in Spanish? If this story resonated with you, if it made something click, share this with someone else who's ready to escape that translation trap. It might just be the key that unlocks their fluent mind. Thanks so much for joining me, and we'll see you next time for another story waiting to be explained.